Thank you. Hello, family. There we go. I'm cut that part. Hello, family. Hello. I am your lovely host, Quana. Welcome back to another Throwback Thursday and happy Friday Eve. Um, as you can see, hence the fact that I was talking while I was still muted. I am ready for the weekend. It feels like this week has been long for a number of reasons. I don't know why it has been feels like it's been so long. Um, can you guys hear me okay? Hello, mom. Am I coming in clear? Okay, there we go. There we go. I swear I just cleaned my glasses and I don't know if I swiped them or what, but now I can't see. Let's like this. Definitely was like I'm gonna blame a kid. Definitely was a kid. There we go. It's a little bit better. It listen. Oh my, I'm ready for I'm ready for tomorrow. My students were like, "Are you ready for Friday?" I was like, trying to keep a straight face. And then they were like, "Hey, guess what? It's senior skip day." And they were looking at me like I was supposed to say something against it. And I said, "Listen, I can't tell y'all not to come to school, but I also can't force you to come. Do with that what you will." So I may only have two students in class tomorrow. And if that happens, um, we may be combining kids into one room and I might be taking a nap. Um, we are watching Varsity Blues tonight for Throwback Thursday. This movie came out in 1999, starring James Van Der Beek. It was one of his major roles during the craze of Dawson's Creek. Was this post Dawson? No, Dawson was still on the air when this came out. And this was a nice departure because he wasn't playing Dawson. And since then, his roles have been very spotty. This movie, I don't think it's going to make you cry. I don't remember it being nearly as sad as, like, say, I Remember the Titans. That said, I remember very little about this movie. I remember the iconic whipped cream bikini scene, which is like very much like, ugh, she's supposed to be in high school, inappropriate. This movie stars James Van Der Beek. It has Paul Walker in it before we really knew who Paul Walker was. Ali Lauder, Amy Smart. And I remember not knowing Ali Lauder as like a pretty, girl, like a preppy girl, because in my mind, she was the girl from Final Destination. She was very goth in that. So I remember being like not associating them as the same girl at all. Jon Voight. We're gonna give the movie a pass on. Jesse Plemons is in this. So it's definitely kind of like a who's who of white actors from the 90s. Yeah, ready for the weekend as well. So tired, so tired. So hopefully this movie will not make you cry like Cujo did. Look, Cujo, I'm surprised at how messy Cujo was. That said, really what the Cujo stuff was only like 45 minutes of the movie. So that movie could have been 45 minutes. So we'll see if this one suffers from the same issues with like pacing and connectivity in the story. You said you got your sister / nephew's dog on the bed as always. I don't recall any pet injuries in this, but feel free to like clutch tightly if necessary. Yeah, and let me know how did the nephews like the AC/DC concert? T, was that, or is that today? Is that going on today? I hope they have a great time. I only remember the rules of attraction, but not this movie. I know I watched it back in the day, though. Not only did I watch this movie back in the day, low key, I think I might have went to the theater to go see it. Did I? Did I go to the theater to go see this? I don't remember. It is today. Okay. Let me know if I hope they have a great time. Yeah, Dawson's Creek was my show. And then the only other show that like I really watched James Vanderbeek, and of course he was in season 1 of Pose. He had a minor role. And what else did I see him in? Don't Trust the Bee in Apartment 23, but I didn't follow that all the way through. So yeah, he's had a very spotty career, and right now he's battling cancer, but I believe that he is going to survive it. We're sending you our thoughts and prayers. Okay. But yeah, so let's cue up. The movie is, oh, look at there. I had Cujo going at the ticker. We're watching Varsity Blues from 1999, available on Pluto. I think it is also available on YouTube as well. Okay. I'm not going to ask what have you been watching, but I will say just for movie news updates, the new movie with Viola Davis just dropped on Prime today, I believe, called G20. So I'll be watching and reviewing that. And it either dropped or it's dropping tonight. The new season of Black Mirror will be dropping. So if I can recommend anything, it would be to check out those 2 movies. I will be talking about them on the channel. So I would love for you to check them out and give your thoughts and opinions. And don't forget to hit the like, the comment, the subscribe. The Michael B. Jordan movie is coming soon. That is definitely like, especially since they dropped the Halle movie with Pharrell, the Pharrell story. This is my most anticipated movie of the year. Like, yes, I'm going to check out Superman, but we have 11,000 Supermans. I'm going to check out Jurassic Park. I'm super stoked for Jurassic Park. You got Mahershala Ali. Y'all know how I feel about him. You got Scarlett Johansson. You got Jonathan Bailey. That is a stellar cast, by the way. And I'm not even a Jurassic Park fan like that. I am excited about that, but this is definitely my most anticipated movie of the year. You're going to be skipping G20. Why? Why do you? Okay, wait a second. You got to let me know the tea. Why do you hope it flops? Why do you hope it flops? I don't know anything about it to know why do you hope it flops? Is there something I need to know? I don't even know if I want to know. I don't know if I want to know. What do I need? Let me know in the comments. What do I need to know about G20 and Sinners? Because I don't know anything about G20. I was sad that I couldn't get a screener, but I didn't press super hard for it. The only thing I know about it is it's got Viola Davis, it's got Anthony Starr. I'm not a huge Anthony Starr fan. I mean, obviously he's in The Boys, but Marseille Martin, Anthony Anderson. So I don't know anything that I should know about Viola and why I shouldn't support Miss South Carolina playing the president of the United States. Oh, see, I did not know about any of that. See, I haven't seen anything directly about MBJ defending him. I know that there was like a brief mention in like one magazine saying that, he hoped they might get an opportunity to work together in the future, but I just kind of took it as not wanting to ruffle any feathers and not wanting to like directly be connected to that. Like, so I just assumed like he had like greatly distanced himself. Because even when I was predicting that like originally Sinners was probably meant for him, I honestly, I think like they wrote this before a lot of that stuff happened. Like this was pitched prior to Creed 3 and everything that happened. So my assumption was that they probably all were together hanging out and like playing around with the idea of this. And when all that happened, it was like, well, who are we going to cast in this role? And Michael said, well, I'll just do both parts. We'll make them twins. Now, I don't know anything to confirm that he was ever in the room. It's just a vibe that I got from the character that feels very Jonathan Majors a la Lovecraft Country and not anything hardcore. But I have not seen anything definitively saying like that he is in support. And I haven't seen anything to suggest that he is definitively going to, say anything or do anything, depending on, how the tide goes. I don't know. The Anthony stuff, I did not know about. I will have to look into that and find out like what's the deal with that, because I did not know anything. I'm not a big Anthony Anderson fan, so I definitely don't have any skin in that game at all, because he's never, even back to when he was in Barbershop and when he was in Romeo Must Die, my parents to this day call him whatever the name was that Aaliyah kept calling him in Romeo Must Die. My parents to this day still call him that name. Like they will never. It's referring to the idea that he may have assaulted someone. So that's what the SA is referring to. So yeah, I think the only instances of Anthony Anderson that I have ever really enjoyed was moments when he was playing opposite of Tracy Ellis Ross in Blackish. But I will have to I did not know anything about that. I'll have to look into that. But I don't actually seek him out in any means for that. But I feel your vibe with regards to the MBJ, thing. I don't know. I think we don't even know. We don't even know what his career will look like at all. If it will go the way of Nate Parker. He came out with Magazine Dreams, and that was, of course, prior. That was filmed before the allegations between him and Grace happened. So, I don't know what will happen with Jonathon. I don't know. I don't know what will happen with Jonathon. I don't like that. We'll see there, T. He's in that daggone movie that I told y'all I don't like. You said he was in that movie, and Anthony Anderson was that movie. And after the first 10 minutes of that movie, I was done and never watched it again. So I had no clue that he was in that movie, just because of off the strength of how bothered I was by that scene. Yeah, I don't know the Jonathan Majors thing. I think, I will say this, because I have not, like I said, Chris Brown has never been played by me. I had no skin in that game, and I was never invested. So when everything popped off and then it continued, I was like, okay, I'm good on that. But I know people who still who cop concert tickets hard and fast. I will say with Jonathan Majors, I am disappointed with how he has handled everything since what happened with him and Grace happened. Reading a lot of the information that came out in the trial firsthand, I don't like to think that there is a world where, I hate that we live in a world where any kind of like misplaced anger can happen. Any physical violence that can and does happen. And I like to wish that we lived in a world where women were completely not victims in that way, because it's so very easy for people to fall back on their power and strength and their ability to overpower. That said, I do wish he had handled this whole process a bit better, because I think that there might be, I don't know, someone who kind of does believe in restorative justice. I'd like to think that there's a world where if he genuinely did the work, like genuinely looked into his heart and was like, I got anger management issues. I was very obviously having an affair or entertaining thoughts of another woman. And that was in part a cat. Like, I just wish he had done all of the work, went completely away. And when he was ready to come back into the world, not only as an advocate in support of women, but someone who spoke out to help other people avoid engaging with women in destructive ways, to tear down destructive patterns of violence and anger and things of that nature that people have within them. If he was coming out and doing that work, I would feel a lot better about people who eventually decided that they wanted to support him after some time had passed. But I to be honest, I don't think that he's done that work yet, or at least he's not talked about it. At least he's not talked about it in an eloquent enough way to make me think that he's done that work in terms of Jonathon. And he's young. He's 33. It's like, dang, there might be space for you. I don't know what what his back history is. There might be space for him to do that work and really come back. But I think the rush to come back is definitely a huge misstep. It's definitely a huge misstep. I also think, I suspect that Megan, I don't know, it's hearsay speculative. This is not me saying that I believe this. Don't come for me. I have no money. Anybody out there? I speculate, or, the timeline that Megan was probably the woman on the phone, which is why they are still together, because there's probably some misplaced guilt in regards to that situation and how it kind of played out in the way that it did, and not really viewing it as, okay, this situation happened, but it revealed that he had some work to do with his anger, putting hands on people, putting hands on women, like that. It revealed that, right? So did I read what he did behind this? No, I have never, you know what? I have never seen that movie, because aside from 1990s Terrence Howard, when he was in Best Man and he was kind of cute then, Terrence has been on some. So I have not ever watched all of Hustle and Flow. I've only ever seen clips and was aware of it, but I've never watched that whole movie, because Terrence be on some stuff. Terrence be on some stuff, and Terrence has a lot of issues with his significant others. So then it didn't help that just yesterday he tried to come for Megan Thee Stallion, and I don't like that, because you got a lot of issues with your former wives, and that's not cool. Especially don't like how he ran into the arms of Black women to rehabilitate his image, and Black women allow themselves to be used that way. Majors clearly prefers white women aren't going for it. Yeah, I definitely 100% think that in regards to that, that is definitely a PR move. Like I said, I do believe, I suspect Megan was the person on the phone, just based off of the timeline, because she certainly had nothing to gain if she were to have gotten in a relationship with him solely 100% post the accusations coming out. Someone on her team would have said, pump the brakes, enough to where before she could get invested, this would not be a thing. And it's done nothing for her career. It has done nothing for her career. So I don't think that solely, I know people suspected it's PR. I suspect that she was the one on the phone, and that what we're seeing now is a continuation of that and guilt, right? Guilt around that. She is allowing him, whether he has done it purposefully, intentionally, or whether it's subconsciously or what have you, he, I think, feels guilty because she was connected to him at the time that all that popped off, and fell into the not wanting to leave him by him down bad by himself or what have you. And she has stayed. And then, I will say, besides Disney, Jonathon has been a Black star. People can agree with me or disagree with me, but I think that he is definitely not a household name in any other community prior to the accusations that came out and the subsequent verdict and him being found guilty of at least the harassment and the, what they call it, like, I can't think of the exact name of the assault charge, but whatever the assault charge was. And you said Jordan is a Black star than Majors, if I'm being honest. And what I mean by that is just simply that Jonathon hasn't been in a lot of roles that were created by white. He hasn't really done a lot. If you look at his IMDb has mostly been stuff by independent Black directors. Spike Lee. Kang raised his profile, right? Yes, 100%. Kang raised his profile, and that put him in the eye. But Kang was dropping at the same time that all of this was happening. He got that role. I mean, he's an accusation. That man is a phenomenal actor, much more than a lot of people who have been in his same situations and done what he's done. But he's a phenomenal actor. I don't think anyone can take that from him. He is phenomenal. But Last Black Man in San Francisco. He was in the Spike Lee movie that had Chadwick in it and had Delroy and all of them in it. He was in that. Lovecraft Country, which of course, yes, Lovecraft Country was on HBO, but he was known by name in the Black community. I don't think white people were really checking for Jonathon Majors and being like, oh, that's Jonathon Majors, like until Kang happened. And if Kang hadn't happened and this had happened, he would not have even been more than a 2-day news cycle, because his star really wasn't that big until Kang. Kang was the biggest thing. Most of his movie roles, he probably has only made a couple, maybe a couple million for most of his roles, because they were smaller independent projects. Kang is the biggest thing. And now he will likely go the way of Nate Parker, because let's be honest, the Black community is going to do what the Black community does sometimes. But if white people feel like he's hurting their brand, he's not getting any more roles. He's going to, look at how often fair to what they have been tasked with, but how rare it is for Black stars to come back. Now they might continue to thrive within the Black community, but they don't come back from that one. That Isaiah, especially actors, Isaiah Washington. Yeah, he popped up a couple of roles here and there, but nothing as big as the trajectory of what his career was going when he got kicked off of Grey's Anatomy. Nothing with regards to that. And so it's either Anthony Anderson is way more of a white known actor with like Law and Order and Blackish and things like that. And there was definitely more of an investment to keep that stuff buried to where it wasn't like well known as much. Terrence Howard, for a long time, that stuff was played down. His substance use and his relationship issues, things like that. And Jonathon, his stuff got put on Broad Street because of Kang, which means he's not getting, I think he will, I think there is a really good chance that he is going to go the way of Nate Parker. And other than some small independent roles, we won't see him. We won't hear about him. He'll get small independent roles that will be well acted, but will be self-funded. And so that means that they won't ever be eligible for awards. And he won't ever be really in public like that. Columbus Short, same thing. And all of these situations are horrific, and they're horrific for the women who go through them. Jonathon has a unique opportunity than some of his contemporaries, though, because unless more actually, I know people, there was like hearsay, but nothing concrete came out, where other people have had concrete stuff come out, like Columbus Short and Nate Parker and things like that. Well, Nate Parker, that also, a whole different situation. Jonathon could come back. He could come back if he actually put in the work. And the problem will be, will his ego allow him to do the work? And if he's done the work, the problem with that is, if you've truly done the work, then you're contrite. And contrite can't mean feel. I tell this to my kids all the time. Like, you can't make yourself out to be the victim. If when I'm telling you to go say sorry to your brother, you're crying bigger tears than him, and he's the one who got hurt, you're not sorry. You're sorry for you. You're not sorry for them. And that's where Jonathon is, in my opinion, right now. He is sorry for himself. He's not sorry for the pain he inflicted on Grace, for any other women who may have been harmed by him, his baby mama, that kind of stuff. Until he does that work, I don't think he can come back. But I like to think that if people genuinely do the work, there can be an avenue for them to come back. But the problem is, we keep letting people come back and they have not done the work. And the scandal happened. He's been working his way back to take up Jordan's spot. Yeah, I mean, he's not taking Michael B. Jordan's spot. I mean, the thing about it is, and that's the thing. I think this is what I will say about Michael. And I don't know if you guys remember, how did we get on this? We're not even watching our movie, y'all. I should have did a whole live on this when it all happened. But I was just say, if y'all remember the press cycle for Creed 3, this is just what my spidey senses it was giving. My spidey senses said it was giving that Michael really bonded with Chadwick on Black Panther. Like, yes, there were things about the movie's press run that he was getting adjusted to, the whole Wakanda Forever thing. See, he was getting irritated about all that. But he bonded with Chadwick. And I think, and of course we know Ryan really bonded with Chadwick. And so Ryan had Michael B. Jordan and he had Chadwick. And those were the two guys I think he bonded with the most. Chadwick a little bit older than him, kind of big brother figure, very, we ain't still to this day never heard nothing bad about Chadwick. And then Michael, who's about the same age as him, very much brother love right there. And then I think he passed, and that crushed him. And I think they saw in Jonathon because Jonathon was also one of the last people to act alongside Chadwick. I think there was a camaraderie there and a link there that they all worked with Chad that bonded them together, so that when Creed came, Michael's directing it, his first directing. He's got Jonathon there, but Ryan is still in the background. He's still producing it, still sending over the checks, whatnot. And I think they really bonded in that moment. So when everything hit the ish, I think that was a blow. I can't. I would have been blown. I would have been angry. I would have been mad. Like, why would you do this to yourself? Why would you let this happen? But I would have been angry because it would have felt like, dang, I just lost Chadwick, and Chadwick was amazing, and I thought I was getting another brother, and I ain't getting that. Now that's gone. Now I can't be rocking with you like that. Or even if I'm rocking with you like that, I can't be like rocking with you publicly like that, because my career is at stake. And so I suspect that what we're hearing when we hear him say things like that is like maybe a testing of the water to see like what can be done. But I think Jonathon, he's trying to come back, but he's doing it the PR way. He's letting the wrong people get in his ear and say, well, this is how you come back. You don't admit to anything. You only you don't really say too much. You don't admit to any wrongdoing. You admit to being sorry and to feeling sad, but you focus more on like your growth and your journey. No, you come back and you fully apologize. You do whatever work you got to do in private. You don't hound that woman. You send her flowers. You let her know you're paying for her medical bills. You ask her you send her a nice note and say, when she's ready, whatever things she needs for restitution, you were there to provide it. And then you leave her the heck alone. And then you go off and you do some deep therapy work. And then when you come, and you don't rush into a relationship, you don't rush to the altar, because you just came out of a toxic relationship, your fault or not. You just got out of a toxic relationship. You do the work and then you come back. And I get it. Magazine Dreams, he had an obligation to promote it. It's a well-acted movie. If it wasn't for everything that was going on this year, he would be nominated for an Oscar for that role. I'm just going to say, like, he acted his tail off in that movie. And I went to go see it because I just wanted to see, because everyone had talked about it before all of this hit the fan. And I was like, dang, if I was a bigger critic before all this hit the fan, I would have been able to go see it when everybody else saw it beforehand. He acted his butt off in that movie. But now it's time for him to sit down and do the work. But there's a lot of things at play. I think, Megan and talked about she's ready to have kids now. Like, she on a time, like this. The part of me that believes in restorative justice, though, thinks that if he actually had people in his life to help him do the right work, he could do the right work. The reason why I don't support CB is because people act like Rihanna is the only one he's put hands on, and he has since harassed and put hands on other people as well. And so my thing is, he's definitely not doing the restoration and the restorative work in that. He definitely is not. Rihanna could forgive him all day long. Karuchi and all the other women in his life is given something else. Majors can't script his second chance with the roles and being with my good cousin Megan Good. Listen, that would be nice. I wish him the worst. Me and Megan said the same last name. That's the joke. Love Megan on Cousin Skeeter on Nick back in the day. Real talk. It's sad for her because she just had her third season of Harlem and it got canceled, or didn't get renewed. And I suspect, although they cancel a lot of our stuff, I suspect that they canceled it because of all this, because her press run was more focused on this than on the show. And to my knowledge, the show was doing really well. So listen. Same. And for her sake, but saying that for her sake, well, I 100% hope that he proves us wrong. I 100% for her sake, if she is not able to see if the signs aren't there and things are better and she's choosing to say, best of luck to her. I will keep her in my thoughts and prayers. And if things get bad, I will be praying that she makes it out. But I do think it 100% was too soon. Like blink twice if you're inching into like same. Whew, child. It's um, and it's and I was I listen. Look, everything took off, and I was personally offended as well. I feel like I was probably Ryan and Michael B. Jordan at the same time. So I was like, the way that Chadwick's loss like crushed me, and I was like, my goodness. And Denzel is getting up there in age, and he's going to be retiring soon, and we don't have anybody who's like really strong. It's some of the guys who are kind of okay, they're not getting pushed. And the closest person who I've seen other than my good friend Coleman Domingo, put that ish on Coleman Domingo, okay? Other than my good man Coleman Domingo, I was like, dang, we don't got nobody really acting at that caliber because I'm gonna go see Sinners, but like Mike will be. I want to see because I need to see if Michael has gotten better. Because to me, he's not that great of an actor all the time. He's not. He's not all the time. Sometimes, but Jonathan is consistent, and so I was like, I was fighting. I was like, keep your hand to yourself, like before you even. Okay, let's just jump on the movie. Let's jump on the movie for real talk. All right. Does everybody have the movie queued up? Because if not, let's go. I was just telling somebody the same thing about Chadwick and Coleman earlier. Listen, I am salivatingly waiting. I don't even like the Met, but I just need to see what Coleman is going to be wearing. I need to see what Coleman is going to be wearing because that man can act and dress at the same time. It's amazing. I forgot that this was an MTV film. Texas. Texas is the home of football. Sorry, I was reading about Anthony. MTV production, yes. I love how they did this montage. Yes, Texas and football are very big. Oh no. You said I love a movie about high school sports. To me, there's so much more interesting when it's high school sports than professional sports. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because I guess the drive and the passion and the hope that they still have, but those do tend to be the better movies. I don't know why. Billy Bob would be a big time actor. Okay, but what I really want to know is, was James considered a cutie? I can never tell. Listen, I think some people considered him a cutie, but he was never like the cutie. Dawson kind of made like put him on the map, but yeah, it was never because it was always Joshua Jackson, in my opinion. I can't get over that they named that pig Bacon. That's just so mean. Why would you do that? Not he drinking syrup. I did not know that The Wood was an MTV production. Oh no. Scotty looks just like his dad. I was like, he looks like the guy from The Godfather. Paul Walker was a cutie, but also very weird in his dating choices. He's Sean, the guy who got ate by a snake, among other things. Did she have an ankh on? So that one girl screaming would have been you. Paul died for his sins. I forgive him. And John was in Deliverance. We were talking about Deliverance yesterday. Oh, now we just casually dropping the F-bomb. Mm. Not him needing shots already on the knees, man. If you in high school and you already getting them shots, then you definitely your pro career is lasting all of 2 years. He looks so disgusted. Now he got jokes. Now he got jokes against my boy Mox. Oh, come on, Billy Bob. Somebody better go check on Billy Bob. Billy Bob showing off them hog skills, but the hog have brain injury. Okay. He's almost something got to be true or false. No, that boy got a traumatic brain injury. What you mean? I don't like him calling him boy like that. Oh yeah, this was definitely way before brain injury was discussed. These kids are in high school talking about some getting high and drinking. Not him giving beer to the pig, y'all. Absolutely would not be letting my that imaginary son anywhere near a football. Oh no. She broke my heart, so I broke her jaw. You are weird. It's been 19 years, bro. Oh, talk about peaked in high school. No. Who bought all this beer for these kids? They don't care about Billy Bob. Oh my gosh. Oh no, this is oh that's disgusting. And somebody's washing machine. How do you even begin to clean that out? Oh my word. Oh, not him calling the kid that. I would knock him out. Not him grabbing me by the not him grabbing my child by the helmet like that. Look at him with his Sheriff Woody apron on. Yeah, it's Jesse Plemons. Not the mama being drunk. Jesse Plemons definitely needs to play a young Plutarch in the new Hunger Games movie because he favors Philip Seymour Hoffman a lot. Well, play Super Kings, win super prizes. Yep, Billy Boy is a big boy. We get it. Yeah. Oh no, Billy Bob is not doing good. He told us it must be nerves. Mm. Now, if you got to give your player oxygen on the sidelines, he needs to be in the hospital somewhere. If James Van Der Beek ain't gonna do one thing, it's gonna be he gonna buck authority. Mm. Do it to you. What about your son? Poor Billy Bob. Yeah, he's not listening at all. So, oh, you're behind him now after you didn't talk junk the whole entire time. Come on, Mox. Yeah, he stopped the clock all right. He's like, snap. He did that on purpose. Okay. Okay. Go ahead, Mox. He shocked himself. Oh. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Is it coach? Is coach is never is a never mind. Exactly. I'm convinced Jon Voight is exactly who all these characters are. She said, "Oh, time to hop on a new one." She is a garden tool for real. Hmm. She a garden tool for real. And starting QB gets some special favors. It is illegal. They are literally children. Twitter is a mess. Well, dang, maybe I need to start playing some football so my money could be no good somewhere. He said not being naked with some sophomore chick. Mind you, sophomore chicks are are 15. Them girls are like 15, 16 years old. Oh no, not a one. There's only 3 black players on the team, so it had to be. I need to know how old, like how old was Scott Kane when he made this movie? Okay, he was like 22, 23. I don't know how old those girls were though. They were all pretty much the same age though. Look, it's okay. I concur. Sometimes I don't be looking for us to be represented in everything. This is their community. This is a movie about their community. Oh, he's his daddy. Real proud right now. As someone who has taught in a community or at a school where football was really big and there definitely were fewer black students than white students, the black players, they get run through the ringer. They go through feeling like they're only there because of football. They go through feeling like nobody sees them for anything other than their sports, and they struggle a lot with like their self-esteem and stuff. Ooh, I'm so sorry. That was my shoulder. Which part? The yawning or my shoulder popping? That my age is catching up with me. My age is catching up with me a lot. Ah, yeah, I just need to go to the chiropractor. Ooh, ooh. I peeped that, and he and his eyebrow went up too. Mm. Kilmer's not gonna like this. Oh, he was Lance was one of the older. Paul Walker was one of the older actors in on the team because he was 27, I think, when they made this movie. I forgot he was in Joyride too. Mm. Oh no. Jon Voight really does always play the same characters because he was the same as this as he was in Holes. He was in the Disney movie. What Disney movie? Did he just turn into Nation of Islam? Did the little white boy just turn into a nation? I I thought he was a radical conservative Christian. Then he became the next Karate Kid. Now he's Nation of Islam. Oh, wait. Not they playing Aaliyah, y'all. Girl only knew with me. What would she do? Hey, hey, if your girl could only see that you was her moving, talk to me. She would probably. Oh, he ate below. Okay, that was the Disney movie. He did have a solid career though. Fresh with me, she would probably leave you alone. Probably curse you out and unlock her phone. And then she'd be glad she was gone and that you wouldn't have to worry. She's crazy to put up, but I won't be no fool. Mm. Don't do it, Mox. Why she don't got no clothes on? He said, "Where is Jet Li?" Okay. Oh my gosh. Romeo must die. Well, having a Aaliyah song makes it 10 out of 10. Aww. He's such a good guy. Mm. Oh, that's that white savior. You said Darcy is my kind of girl. She seemed like a good time. He said, preach, brother. Okay. He said, my mama been recruiting for me. Lord, I fear that Tweeter would be on a podcast if he was 17 in 2025. Okay. Lord, not this baby done got a STI. Not he done picked up an STI, y'all. Oh, he would definitely be a red pill. Wow. You said showing up at her job was low. Yes. He pulled an offset showing up at Cardi B's concert. Them people really love their football. And again, how are these babies getting into these spots where you're supposed to be 21? He is a kid. Oh no. They are a little too happy about seeing her. Not they fell asleep at the strip club, y'all. But why would you go get drunk like this before the game? Not them playing Thunderstruck. Mm. Mm. Dang. Butterfingers, you can't catch nothing. Ooh. Ew. Man, they getting a whole behind handed to them. Oh, don't do Billy Bob like this. No. Okay, I'm gonna grab a blanket real quick. Okay, I am back, family. Ooh, there we go. And who's shooting rockets? Oh no, Billy Bob. Mm. Mm. Speak your truth, Billy Bob. Oh, Billy Bob said he does care. He cares about Kilmer. Oh, oh, that's so sad. Did those boys watch that Leroy movie we watched for the Last Dragon? Are they supposed to be clan members? Not his dad not being excited for him. He got a full right to Brown. And you don't think Moxon can cut the head off a snake if you screw this up again? Come on now. I would be like, well, why don't you just go ahead and find yourself another player? Why don't you play? I wish this was the time in cell phones or something where he could have recorded that. What part of the coach is threatening to mess with my money and my scholarship don't she understand? Mm, not she is not sympathetic at all. What's 48 minutes? I didn't see it. Was that on the scoreboard? Mine might be a little bit off. Paul Walker done barely been in this movie. Best movie Paul Walker ever was in was Pleasantville. He did say 48 minutes. Pleasantville is so good. So good. I love that movie so much. Ooh, Every little thing counts. First and 10, do it again. Come on, defense work. Come on, Wendell. Yeah. No, Wendell, no. Oh. Ooh, somebody just kicked his head too. Oh. Somebody sack him. The red team is acting like we're in a different movie with those dance moves. They in breaking 3. Boo. Boo. No, don't give him the shot. Did y'all hear that thunder? Oh. R.I.P. Ron Lester. Not him trying to choke a child. Oh, he need to get some hands put on him. I love this part right here because he knows nobody's coming after him. Sad and alone. Ooh, that thunder outside is crazy. Oh, I don't feel sad for you because you was about to put that needle up in Black Boy's knee. Go out there and cut a bunch of snake heads out there for the next 24 minutes. You take a bad boy and you make him dig all day in the sun. Come on, Mr. Sir. It was all on the field. Let's play some football. Rusty said he was right. He just a small town coach. Come on, Tweeter. Ooh, that was a nice pass. Was his helmet glowing in the dark? "12 minutes to glory, y'all." Dang, bud, you didn't let them little kids run you out of your job. The soundtrack is pretty fire. Not gonna lie. It's all right. It was time for you to retire anyway. He said, "Coach Lance, put me in there." He said 38 seconds. My hero. Oh my gosh, I miss MTV. I miss MTV. This generation will never know what it was like to grow up with an eclectic mix of music. Goes my hero. Break. What do we want? Uh-oh, they cut the music. It's time to get serious now, y'all. Not him just tossing the ball like that. Get it, Billy Bob. Get it, Billy Bob. He said you guys play like gods. Billy Bob. Not him getting sacked, but he made it. They jumped my boy, but he made it. Touchdown! Woo! Good job, Coach Lance. Oh, his daddy is finally proud. Billy Bob in the morning. Mox. Oh. Oh, Billy Bob, you did it. Uh-huh. Yay! So that was very entertaining. It is true in this movie that former QBs will be head coaches in any levels of football. I give the soundtrack 10 out of 10. The movie is a 7. Aww. That was cute. It won't let me pause it though. There we go. That was cute. So we just finished watching Varsity Blues, and it was cute and cute little movie, little inspirational movie. Not the best football movie ever, but it was cute. I would give it a solid 7 as well. T, you and me are on the same boat. Definitely. You said it was very entertaining. I think so as well. Okay. And we have a very, in terms of the cast, Paul went on to glory in, oh my gosh, what year was that? 2013. It's been that long. It's been that long. And then Ron went on to glory in 2016. Okay. So 2 out of the 6 major players, you know. Lot of metal and rock in this soundtrack. Good soundtrack. And you know, I go back to the idea of like during the MTV age, we all were exposed to all the music, so it was not a big deal to be watching a movie and like it's not going to have necessarily rap, but you still be familiar with the songs, or it would be like certain type of music. I feel like now it would be harder to do that. Now you have to pull from like multiple genres because otherwise the audience is not going to connect with anything. But back then, you could do this. You could do this. I miss those days. I miss those days. We had a little Green Day in there. We had a little Van Halen in there. We had a little AC/DC in there. I mean, little Foo Fighters in there. Okay. Listen. Okay. All I was missing was some Red Hot Chili Peppers. Okay. We're not going to talk about my relationship in my mind with Anthony. Okay. But no, it was a great little movie. Next week, I think I may have a little bit of a conflict in our schedule with Thursday. So next Wednesday, I think we said we were going to watch Killer Clowns from Outer Space, which I am like super, 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 super excited about. But for next Thursday, I'm not 100% sure if I will put on the docket a nice little like throwback movie and what do they have? What do they have? Oh man, too bad that movie is too long. I would love to play that. I miss the days when the soundtrack has some different flavors in it. You know, I mean, I miss the days when, like I said, you would know, you could just know different types of music because you were exposed to it. And I just feel like we just definitely don't get that anymore at all. At all. At all, 100%. Ooh, that would make us cry. That would make us cry. They got some interesting choices in here. And so far, we mentioned about maybe doing Fast Times. Let me see if Fast Times is available anywhere and how long that one is. Okay, I don't mind it. It's not playing anywhere. I'll send out a poll. I'll send out a poll for next week, and if schedule allows, I'll send out a poll on Monday, and we can vote on what we want to watch. But definitely, let's get together Wednesday and watch Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Thank you guys so much for joining me in a little walk down memory lane for me, my senior year of high school in Varsity Blues. I really had a good time. We had some good conversation. And on that note, I'm going to call it a night, okay? I love you guys so much. Sending you love. Good night, y'all. T, I can't wait to hear how the boys enjoyed their concert, okay? So I'll look forward to hearing from that. Stay safe and happy Friday Eve. Bye.